nice of us to be able to see that just ahead of this race, the men's singles. And fantastic lineup we've got there for you. Damir Martin, Fournier Rodriguez, Manson, Timo Lanaska, the world under-23 champion. And, well, on the outside, you've got Tom Barras, absolutely really in great form to get into this final. The Brit Nico Stalberg won in Belgrade in the outside lane too.
So now it's time for the men's single sculls. We see the boat there. One sculler, 2 oars. Just looking out the window, I think the tailwind might have dropped slightly. Not quite such fast conditions as we had earlier, as we now take a look across the lanes.
Tom Barras, and isn't it amazing to see this young man in the final of the single sculls? Olympic silver medalist next to him. I mean, it must be Christmas time. I think I've got the Olympic silver medalist next to me in a World Cup final, Damir Martin. Angel Fournier Rodriguez, the Cuban. He is in one of the centre lanes. Won his semi-final yesterday. And Timo Lanaska, the under-23 champion. He won under-23s twice in juniors. He was unbeaten really to the Europeans. Nico Stalberg out there in lane 6. The one I didn't mention, apologies, was Rob Manson, the Kiwi, who is most people's favourite, I think, to beat this race, to win this race. He beat the Croatian Olympic silver medalist in the heat in the semi-final yesterday. Damir Martin blasted out, but couldn't hold Manson's pace in the second quarter.
Yeah, we were waiting, weren't we, to see if Damir Martin was going to come back, but he didn't. And Robbie Manson ended up winning that semi-final, putting himself in the centre lane.
So I watched Tom Barras, the British sculler, take a 5th place in the under-23 final last year behind Timo Lanaska. This is a massive step up for him. And great to see young talent from the under-23s coming through. Timo Lanaska, well, we're riding there with Angel Fournier Rodriguez.
Such a big man in such a small boat and controlling it so well, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, this is your event, Greg. You were world bronze medalist in this event in '97, but look at Timo Lanaska there.
Yeah, not a surprise to see that, really. I think he was brave yesterday, took it out in the single. You can do that in single, can't you? Get the boat going really quickly for 500. Then see if he can go with the motivation, really, that comes from being up.
What's he doing well there, Greg? Because why has he got that pace? He's not a big man.
I'd say he's giving it, I'd call it a big oomph, a big sort of shunt. Like the blades go in the water and then those legs go down slowly, really, really very slowly, with an awful lot of power. So he's really shunting it with his legs, opening with his back really quite strongly. So it's a lot of oomph, a lot of power. It's not a hit, which is why I call it a shunt rather than a pull, because it's very smooth. The question is just whether he can keep that amount of power going into every stroke.
Yeah, he's just changed rhythm there. You can see.
Hasn't he? Yeah.
Just at that stroke, great camera shot, you can see.
Yeah.
And the speed's going to come off the boat. Nico Stalberg, the man who took World Cup title in Belgrade, first World Cup of the season, not quite the Europeans he wanted.
There's a huge difference in terms of the speed of Lanaska there, when you see how much difference that's made to how he's now just settled into a sustainable pace.
Great first 500 from the Swiss sculler, coached, of course, by Robin Dow, the Brit who went out to Switzerland, coached the British junior quad to gold medal in Rio in 2015. And, well, he took the summer in Australia, or the Swiss winter, and Nico Stalberg came back. Not been in a fierce winter's training. He did some races down there, took that World Cup in Belgrade, beat Damir Martin. You can see Damir Martin, the Olympic silver medalist, lost just by a few thousandths of a second to the Kiwi, Mahe Drysdale. But Robbie Manson's first time we've mentioned him in the race. There he is going through. Robbie's just on one of those like wind-ups there, isn't he?
He looks like he's on a wind-up, doesn't he? He looks like a lot of strokes a minute as we have a look at Damir Martin with that. Yeah, just long and quite loose, you would say, about his sculling. It won't feel loose, it'll feel like he's making a big effort. But it's different to what you see with Manson up at 38 strokes a minute.
So what's Manson done there? Because Nico Stalberg moved through Timo Lanaska, but Manson is just like, he's just gone mad. He's just like...
Perhaps it's this New Zealand thing, isn't it? To get off the start smoothly and then look to just really turn it on, squeeze the power on when other people are hurting.
So what I don't understand is how a sculler like Manson can be rated 38 and his Felipe Shell is just running dead flat in the water.
Yeah, and he hits it quite hard with his legs as well. I'd say his leg drive's considerably quicker than what we were looking at earlier with the German sculler. But it's a different, more dynamic kind of stroke than the slower oomph sort of stroke we saw earlier.
You see, they're the new sponsors of New Zealand Rowing, Rocket Kitchen, and they're really glad to have their support for this season. Rocket Kitchen Catering Company, and Robbie Manson has had a second quarter, destroyed the field. 3:16 through the second quarter, 3:16.13. It's under world's best time pace, Greg.
That's fast, isn't it? Again, 3:16. Imagine doubling that up if you could do that for 6:32. Crazy speed.
Mahe Drysdale set the world's best time when he beat Britain's Alan Campbell here in the World Championships in 2009, 6:33.35. So he's under world's best time pace, and I don't think the conditions are anything like as quick as they were that day. They were very rough. But look at Manson. He's
still moving, isn't he? He's still moving. He's still at 38. Amazing. He's killing
the Olympic silver medalist.
That's amazing, isn't it?
He's killing Fournier Rodriguez. He's killing Nico Stalberg, who won the first World Cup. Robbie Manson from Wairau in New Zealand is just sensational. Where does he get that pace from? I did say, actually, to answer my own question, sorry, Greg, that really Robbie Manson is setting a stake in the claim. He wants to be the Kiwi single to take the challenge to the Tokyo Olympics. He knows he's got to get past Mahe Drysdale. Mahe Drysdale's not here, taking a year out, but if he takes Mahe Drysdale's world record, if he shows the rest of the field that's how good he is sending a message to Mahe Drysdale, get in another boat, because this is mine.
Well, it's an interesting message he's sending out. Look how fast Robbie Manson is here in the front of the field. I've also got to say, look how slow Damir Martin is. That Damir Martin is going to be back here battling it out with young Tom Brabus beside him and the rest of the field.
He's under world record pace, 4:54.41 and 4:55.1.
What's Damir Martin doing at the back here? Let's not worry about him too much. It looks like he's going to have an off day today for sure.
He knows he's going to break the world's best time today. I know he's been doing quick times in Carapiro. Talking to Noel Donaldson, he said he'd certainly get under world's best time for the 1,000 metres. I don't know about the whole 2K, but this is absolutely sensational what we're seeing. And men's single is so difficult. You can see 18.
Well, he's taken the rate up. He's up at 39 now as he's into the last 300 metres or so.
There we look at the race for silver and bronze. Angel Fournier Rodriguez, the Cuban, Nico Stalberg, the Swiss sculler, but it's so good to see Robbie Manson, such an iconic figure in the world of rowing, came out about his sexuality, and really important that you speak out about who you are, your identity, and he's making such a strong statement.
Well, he's absolutely going for this. He's not holding anything back. He's going up. He knows he's on for the world best time. There's no other reason why he's doing it. But look, 41 strokes a minute now. The bow speed is keeping pretty high. Let's see if he can get up over that 19 metres per second and get him up. He's back up there at 19. That will give him a chance of getting this world best.
Look at
6:35, 6:33.35 is what we're looking for.
Look at his face as he goes through, and he's kept a phenomenal pace. That boat is running absolutely flat, coached by Noel Donaldson, who coached the Kiwi pair to one Olympic gold medal in Rio, and he crosses the line. Well, that is the new world's best time. His arm goes up. I don't know where he finds the energy to put that up. The Cuban takes the silver. The Swiss takes the bronze. He'll be chuffed about that. NASCAR in fourth. Tom Barras beats the Olympic silver medalist to take fifth. Damir Martin sculls in. But we have seen a sensational performance. Another Kiwi crew sets a new world's best time, 6:30.74, Greg.
He has smashed it. He hasn't just beaten it, he's absolutely smashed it. 3 seconds nearly, 2.5 seconds